In this video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite Nano Banana use cases, and it is for creating branded digital mockups. And the big idea here is that if you're someone like me, you've spent a lot of time over the years browsing through these mockup generator sites. They have these templates that you can use, and they look something like this, where you can upload screenshots into a mockup, and it will create a realistic looking mockup showcasing your work. But the problem with these is they cost money usually, and they're very limited, and they have a very stock look to them. So it's not really a unique showcase of your work. So what's really cool is with this new Nano Banana image model and other similar models that are coming out now with AI, you can create custom branded digital mockups in just a few seconds. This new model from Google can take a screenshot and turn it into really custom, beautiful images that preserve the actual screenshot that you uploaded. And the really crazy thing about doing this with AI is it can actually analyze the content that's in your screenshot and create a mockup that matches the style of the image that you upload. And you can get really wild with this and create super unique, interesting images that help showcase the content of whatever you upload. And in this case here, this is my Nano Banana Fast Start guide. And I thought it'd be fun to have it look like some guy is holding it in this kind of digital jungle with monkeys all around him. So it just matches the overall feel of the content that I'm showcasing, and it looks really interesting. So this could be used in a lot of different places, your own portfolio, sales funnels, and sales pages to show what the experience looks like. It could be used in marketing, advertising. So there are obviously many real-world use cases for this type of image generation. The question is, how do you actually do this with a tool like Nano Banana? What does it actually take? What does it look like? Well, in this video, I'm going to go through the 3-step process here, along with some tips to help you do the most important part, which is write the prompt. Because what's crazy about this is I actually use the same prompt for all of these. And that's really the magic of AI. And what's possible right now with these image models is you can leverage the intelligence of AI plus the image generation capabilities to create really beautiful images without having to do a lot of work. You do the work one time, you get one good, what I call a smart prompt, and then any image that you upload, it will analyze that and generate the custom branded mockups. So I'm going to go through real quick and show you my testing, how it works, and then I'll do some real world demos for you. Okay, now where I start when I have an idea like this is I think about 2 different use cases of this image model. Is it going to be creating a scene, or am I trying to apply a style to an image? I went through this a little bit more in detail in one of my other videos, and you can go to imagehacks.com to learn a little bit more about how I do that. I have some tutorials showing those 2 different use cases. In this scenario, what we're doing is creating a scene. So what that means is we are creating an image and we're putting an image into it. So we want to kind of fit whatever image I'm uploading into the scene. That's really what we're doing here with a mock-up scene like this. So now that I know the strategy here, which is creating a scene, what I do is I go into ChatGPT. And the actual tool that I use is a custom GPT that I built that helps me do this. But I'm going to share some tips with you that you could do yourself using ChatGPT, or you could use Gemini or other AI models as well. I like ChatGPT just because I can build the custom tools to make this much easier. All right, so I go into some kind of AI tool that can help me create the prompt, because the prompt is the most important part of all this. And a few of the things that I think about are right here. So I tried to tell it what I'm trying to do. So you start by telling ChatGPT or the AI model in plain words what you're trying to accomplish. I want to write a prompt that can take any screenshot I upload and turn it into a realistic mockup. You want to give it some context. So you tell the AI what's going to happen. You kind of explain the process. I'm going to upload the image, and they will be screenshots of websites, apps, or designs. Try to give it a little bit of context. And then you give it some important details. The screenshot cannot be changed or distorted. So make sure it knows that it should not make any edits to the screenshot that you upload. And then this is really important, and I don't see a lot of people teaching this. I'm not sure why, but I'm seeing just incredible abilities from this model in particular, the new Gemini Nano Banana image model. But most of the other image generation models are very smart as well. And what you can do is in your prompting, you want to push the AI to do the thinking for you. So you want to guide how it should think. So in my prompts, I try to avoid too many specific examples. A lot of people in their prompting training tell you to give it examples. I find that it latches on to examples too much, and you kind of see the same thing show up all the time. So instead, I go a layer below that. I try to teach it the underlying philosophy or strategy so the AI can do the thinking for me. If it understands the context of what you're trying to do, it can actually make these decisions for you. So instead of micromanaging and giving every detail, use words like analyze or decide or match so the AI knows how to figure things out intelligently. And then another thing you can do is you can tell it that it can create a wide range of potential outputs. So if you want something very specific to happen over and over, you can describe it to do something specifically. But in this case, I want the AI to kind of give me a wide range of different types of outputs. So I can tell it to do that. Things like close-up, wide shots, angled views, different moods. In my prompting, I actually tell it that I want a wide range of output styles. The next thing to do is to always have it tied back into the brand style because we want it to match whatever you upload. So we remind the AI to look at the design's vibe and create an environment that matches the feel of it, whether it's clean, bold, moody, fun, etc. And then finally, you can just remind it again to build in variation. So you can ask the AI to make each result feel unique while keeping the design intact. So this is a little bit of advanced prompting here. And if you want to learn more about how to do this, and if you want these actual prompts, I actually recorded a whole video of me making this prompt using this tool. So if you buy my course, you'll get access to this tool and all my other tools. You can actually watch me build these prompts in real time, and then you'll see how I test them out and create really powerful prompts like this that you can use over and over. You can actually get this exact prompt as well. My prompts and tools aren't free, but I do have some resources and training that you can grab when you register over here for free. All right, so the instructions are right here. And if you want to go grab that stuff, you can just register, get some freebies, and then you can also learn about how to get access to my premium prompts and tools. Okay, so I just went through a few tips on how to create these smart prompts. Some of you watching can take what I just gave you and probably go create something yourself that works for your needs. But in this case, I'm going to show you what I did with this actual prompt. All right, so the next thing is you'll need the screenshots. You can use tools like Fireshot or Responsive Viewer. For example, if I go to a site like apple.com, I can click on this Responsive Viewer Chrome extension, and it will show the website in mobile right here. And then I can just take a screenshot of that, or they have a tool built in here that you can take screenshots and download them. But that's really good for just taking quick screenshots. If you need those mobile screenshots really easily for the desktop one, you could do something similar. But a tool like Fireshot, you can take a screenshot and select the visible part of your screen. Now, as of right now, this prompt that I wrote doesn't handle full page screenshots very well. I tested that out. It works best right now with simple screenshots like this that fit nicely into a mock-up image. So once you get those screenshots, you can upload them in with the prompt. And then just by default, it's going to create these really nice mock-up images. Now, one thing you'll notice is the size of the image, the actual ratio that it created is going to match whatever image you upload. So for example, if you upload an image that is this kind of horizontal ratio, kind of like a 16:9 ratio, it will create that size. Over here, we have the vertical, kind of a 9:16 ratio, and it created an image with that output. Now, one cool hack to take more control of the output is you can go to a site like drawings.new. And if you just type that into your browser, drawings.new, it opens up Google Drawings. It's a free tool, and it's really useful for just creating a size of a canvas like this that you want. You can readjust the size to be more vertical, more square. You can even go into File and Page Setup and choose a couple presets, or you can do a custom and do like 10:10, and it will create a perfect square. And the reason this matters is because now you can upload your screenshot into something like this, and you can just file, download, and save it as a PNG. And now you have a square image that you can upload as your source. So if you want the end result to be a square size, you can just do that. Another cool thing is you can drop a couple in here, so you can put both of them in, and just something like that will work pretty well. You could even just take a screenshot of this and the AI will kind of figure it out. So let me test out both of those. Okay, so the first one I tested was over here in Google AI Studio. It's using the Nano Banana prompt. We just clicked on chat, so I just popped in the prompt. And then I also dropped in the square version that had a transparent background on it. And you can see that the output was a square image. That's how you can control the output ratio of the image. And that turned out really nice. I just took the screenshots and created a cool square digital mockup. And you can see the results are really good. Comparing that to the original, the design is all correct. It followed it perfectly, and it really just took that image and dropped it into this beautiful scene here that kind of matches the look and feel of that brand. Now, the second one I tested was over here in Gemini. Again, same kind of deal. I just used the Nano Banana image model. We're using Gemini 2.5 Flash. You can find this over at gemini.google.com. And I uploaded, in this case, a screenshot that wasn't actually a transparent background, and it was not quite a square, so more like a 4:3 ratio. It's not really precise, but I just took a screenshot with the two different screenshots in it, the desktop and the mobile screenshot, and it handled that really well. We can see the output here. It is able to identify the two different screenshots that were in there, and it created a mock-up using that same size image. But it looks really nice. It added some extra little props in here, so the overall scene looks really good, and we can see that it handled it pretty well. Here's the desktop screenshot. It all looks pretty accurate. It didn't make any changes to it. And here is the mobile screenshot. We can see over here, it looks like it's pretty accurate. So it followed it really well, followed the instructions of that prompt really well, and it created this scene in just a few seconds. Really cool custom mockup. Okay, so those are a few tips for uploading your screenshots. You have some control if you use something like Google Drawings or Canva to create a custom size of the output that you want. You can put multiple screenshots in there. And you also have the option to upload two different images of the screenshots. The problem there is it's going to generate the output in the size of one of these. Now, I've seen that it will usually follow the last one that you uploaded, so we'll probably get a vertical image that it generates. And here we go. Yep, it generated a vertical image, which if you want, that can work. But just keep that in mind. The output that it creates will match the size of the image that you upload, most likely the last image that you upload. And we can see here, sometimes it does have challenges dealing with two different images. So I found better results following that method that I showed you, which is basically just dropping both the screenshots in and then uploading that. So if you wanted a vertical output, you could still do the same thing, but you would just kind of shrink this down and give it both of these, and that should work better. And we could even just take a screenshot. Now, higher res will work better. These are kind of small, so I'm zoomed out in this case. And if I upload a low res screenshot like that, it doesn't have all those details. It may still look decent, but ideally you have a nice high res image that you upload into it so it can do it more accurately. All right, so those are all the different scenarios for taking screenshots and uploading them into either Google's AI Studio or Gemini or whatever image tool you're using. There's always new tools that are coming out that kind of do this stuff. Most of them, from what I found, can still follow these types of prompts. And that could work also for something like this, which is a design for a cover of a free guide that I created. And in this case, again, I thought it'd be fun to upload that and then kind of show it inside this cool scene. In this case, I added a little bit more details. So this is the final thing you can do. At the end of my prompt, I'd have a little thing that says additional details. And you can add something really quick off the top of your head to describe more specifically what you wanted to create. In this case, I said POV holding a vertical iPad in jungle with bananas and monkeys. Monkeys are trying to grab it. And it understood that pretty well. So now we have this scene where someone is holding this vertical iPad with the screenshot in it in a jungle environment with bananas and monkeys. And the monkeys are reaching out trying to grab it. So first try here, the results were pretty impressive. And you could do even more here like this. I got a little bit more specific on this one. I said jungle is in the background with bananas and the monkeys are looking at the iPad with intrigue. So that got a little bit different result. We can see both of them here. Not bad. I could probably tweak that little extra input that I gave it to improve it even more. I thought I'd have even more fun. So in this one, I said, same thing, POV holding vertical iPad, jungle in the background with bananas, and funky monkeys. Monkeys are looking at the iPad with intrigue. And then I added surreal digital feel. So these results were much more interesting to look at. I mean, very unique and definitely fits this kind of digital futuristic look of the content that the man is holding. It's definitely a little bit creepy and scarier, but you can see what's possible. I could tell that the expressions are happy and excited, so that may give it a little bit more of a fun look. But I wanted to show you again the way I was able to get a more wide image versus the tall vertical image was I just dropped that into Google Drawings and I created that, and then I downloaded this in that size. So whatever size you want, if you want it to be a square, you can just drop this in there. It doesn't have to be super perfect how you position it. I just kind of found if you drop it in there, it will get the job done. Now let me show you one more time over here at aistudio.google.com. I'm using the Nano Banana model, using the chat AI Studio here, and I just added at the end of my prompt, as I said, I had this little section here, additional details. So I put that in there because sometimes I just want something specific and I can just give it a few extra details. Now I can upload that image with these details. And let me just say, super happy and excited monkeys with fun hats and confetti, something like that. So let's just run that really quick. Let me take that same prompt. I'll do it in Gemini while that's running. All right, drop that in. We'll use the Nano Banana model. And now we'll go back and whoa, here's my result. That is pretty wild. Let me open that up for you so we could see. That's definitely pretty intense and very exciting, but you see it preserved the screenshot really well. It understood the prompt, the context, and created a pretty crazy scene. Let's see over here in the other one, Gemini, pretty fun. Again, you can be more specific if you want. Maybe I want a darker background and different type of hats, whatever it is, it'll follow whatever you say. So let me show you a few more examples of how you could do that. Here are some of the results I got for this one. It was pretty good, pretty boring. I tried it again, but I told it epic ocean views and it created a really nice scene. And this one, I told it a scene that makes you want to travel. Not sure how well it accomplished that, but still a good mock-up regardless. We've got the little map back here so you can kind of see an adventurous spirit is looking at this screen. I tried another one, and at the end of the prompt, I just said, the moment you say yes to a new adventure. And I took a screenshot of that website where you're kind of browsing the different options, I guess. And it created a pretty cool scene here where it really feels like you are looking at the screen, making this decision. You got your T over here, your map. So it added all those prompts. I didn't have to tell it anything. The only thing I typed in after my detailed prompt was the moment you say yes to a new adventure. Let's look at one more example here. This is like a banking dashboard, pretty cool design. It created a nice scene, definitely captures the feel of a techie, more masculine look. This was the mobile screenshot. Thought that one turned out really nice. Over here, I tried again. I said money and success high rise. That was all I added to the end of the prompt, and it created a really cool scene. Even added some props here with some cash on the table, some different things. And what's cool is it even took the screenshot and applied it to both a desktop computer and a laptop in the same scene. For this one, I just said futuristic manly success as the only additional prompt I gave it. Pretty interesting to put the logo even from the screenshot onto a mug. So that's pretty cool. Added some kind of hologram of a rocket ship. I don't know, but definitely futuristic and kind of fun. And then going even further, I said Cybertruck in background, and we got some really wild futuristic looking scenes. I kind of like how these are like floating and his hands are in there. So very interesting, could be useful on a website, hero image. You could definitely play with these concepts and come up with something kind of fun. But even just for brainstorming what you can do, this is really useful. And this one's pretty wild. We've got like the Cybertruck on this like stage behind it. So ultra masculine kind of scene right here. Okay, so that's the high level overview of how to do this with tools like Nano Banana. Again, it comes down to having a really good prompt. And if you want to learn how to do that, you can grab a couple more demos and also learn about how to get access to my prompts and these tools to help you create your own prompts. And that just helps you get way better results in less time and allows you to use your creative brain power on other things or the bigger picture of how to actually make all this work to build a brand and grow a business. And the final thing you're probably wondering is, can you do this for physical products like merch? And the answer is yes. So I actually have another prompt over here. I made another video for you that I'll show you some of my testing with that, but the results are pretty much the same. And again, this prompt is available over in my course, so be sure to check it out. And you can check out my YouTube channel for other tutorials where I'm showing you how to do this stuff. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.